a few minutes to let some more people pile in before we start the footage. So we'll just kind of cover some big talking points for spring practice so far. Now, the key here, one thing I want to mention is, yes, there's lots to talk about, right? But it's also not like we're talking stats or anything. So we've not had a scrimmage or a spring game or anything. So it's just guys running through drills, getting reps and stuff, trying to adapt and get used to this offense. But everybody wants to know, like, how, for instance, let's kick it off. Let's just kick it off. How good does Gelareh King look? Is he everything that we thought he was going to be? Everything that we hoped for? What do the coaches have to say about him? The quick answer to that is yes. Absolutely. Gelareh King looks to play the part. He is exactly what we had hoped, everything that we wanted him to be. The coaches and players sing his praises. But I do want to show you guys something, because this is, hold up. This floats around on the internet, and I just want to see your reaction to it. Listen, I don't care, okay? I don't, and I know what's going to be said here. And yes, people address it, but we need to go ahead and just air it out, okay? We need to go ahead and get it out here. I'm going to bring up a picture, and I want you to just tell me what you think, what comes to mind. Can we do that? How many people do we have? 63 people. Everyone says he is accurate. He is very accurate. And I do have footage of the QBs tonight that we're going to react to and watch, of them going through some of the drills and stuff. Apparently his short and intermediate passing game is on point, but he also throws a beautiful, accurate, deep ball. And I love it. I love the footage you gave of Rhett Lashley. Was that accurate or was that accurate, VT? Come on, you started throwing go balls in the 7th grade. Actually, he was shaking his hands. Do not overthrow them. I love the energy from Rhett Lashley. Love it. Now tell me, back for another season. Michael, it's good to see you. We got some people tuning back in that take a break during the off season. Welcome back. Pile up on in here. Pile up on Coop's couch, all right? Let's take a look at this picture, and I want your initial reaction. Ready? Here we go. I ain't gonna say nothing. This has been floating around the internet, and I always see the same comment. Go ahead. Let's get it out now. Carlos is there. Let's get it out now. Let me zoom in a little bit further. Remember, this is a little bit clearer. Huh? So let's go down the line here. We got Matoka over here on the edge. Okay. We got N'Kosi Perry here. Okay. We got Martell here. Okay. King appears to be about an inch shorter than Tate Martell. Maybe half an inch, give or take. I don't care. I went ahead and said it early before I pulled up the picture. I do not care, but I want to get it out because everyone's talking about it. Everyone's like, bro, look at Gelareh King. He's so short. How's he going to see over the O-line? Listen, I don't care, all right? I don't care, but we had to get it out of there. But can we just say TVD is a big boy? That's a big dude right there. Like, and he's almost kind of like this at the moment. So I bet if he stands flat-footed, he's maybe like an inch or two taller than the tallest guy, but probably a lot taller than N'Kosi Perry. What's going on, Alonzo? How you doing, man? He's a big dude. He is. And the two comments that I see when people look at this picture is, what the heck, Gelareh King is short and a lot smaller than I thought he was. And the media even touched on that. The media said Gelareh King is smaller than Tate Martell, word for word. And this is coming from people that are at the practices. And the second comment is Tate Martell's legs and thighs are thick. I mean, whatever, but I'm just putting it out there. Those are the two comments that I see most often. No U's on the helmet. Yes, IMAX, you did notice. Now, let me switch back to full cam. Hold on. we're going to be all over the place tonight. So just be prepared. Buckle up, Canes fans. All right, we're going to be all over the place tonight. I did see a Gator fan or two in here. Welcome, guys. Hey, you guys more than welcome to keep up with the Canes, all right? More than welcome. King does look small. You're right, he does. He does. But what I also wanted to talk about was the no use on the helmet. So I was one who was also pumped up about the no use on the helmet because I was like, you got to earn it, right? They're not just throwing the use on the helmet for practice. Well, I got to tell you something. They talked to Manny Diaz about it, and that's not why there are no use on the helmet. Not at all, actually. Apparently, they just kind of decided they weren't going to put them on the helmet yet, and Manny Diaz said if earning a U on your helmet or putting a U on your helmet is what it takes to make you play better, then you shouldn't be here anyways. If you need that type of encouragement to say we're going to strip a sticker away and you'll play better because we're going to put it on there. So they've said that the no use on the helmet, they just didn't put them on yet. And they'll get them put on at some point, maybe during spring, maybe not. But it's not to earn the U. So I just want to put it out there because I was on that bandwagon. Like I was like, this is dope. Like I kind of like it. You know, you got to earn it. You don't just get it. But it has nothing to do with that. That might suck. Some people are probably kind of let down a little bit. And I know that sucks, but that's not what it is. Crit, what's going on? Cuban Canes, Mr. Goat Sheep, Josh Ayers, IMAX, VT, 912 Kane, Brett. You don't believe it, Brett? I don't know. I'll play it. We're going to listen to the interview tonight. We're going to listen to the interview tonight where Manny Diaz says it's not about earning the use. But we'll see. We'll see. I also want to ask you guys, how do you feel about Gelareh King rocking that numero uno on the jersey? What do you guys think? I saw a lot of people who don't like it, and I mean, I think it's pretty dope. I mean, I'm cool with it. It doesn't make him play any better or any worse, but there are people who do care about jersey numbers. Like, it's a real big deal. So, I just want to ask. I'm looking for feedback and opinions. King is 5'8". Now, see, here's what's funny. Here's what's funny, David. Because anytime you look at that kind of stuff, let me pull it up. What do they have him listed as? That's what I say, Carlos. I really actually don't care. But I think they have Gelareh King listed at 5'11". Ain't no way. Like I said, it doesn't matter to me. I'm just saying, there ain't no way. What's he listed as? Yeah. Here we go. What's going on, Braves Canes 36? He is listed at 5'11". Ain't no way, because Tate Martell is also listed at 5'11", so something ain't adding up here. All right? It always cracks me up when they get to the combine and they come out with the measurements, and I'm like, how did you shrink 2 inches during the offseason from your senior season in college, assuming that you go until your senior season, to the couple of months to the combine? Like, how'd you shrink a couple inches? So it's funny when they list them out a little bit taller. It's reaching, all right? But let's talk on a couple other things. Michael Irvin II, of course, you guys probably already know, but I like to go over everything in case somebody's been out of the loop. You never know. Of course, leaving the program kind of sucks. Like, I mean, I realize that he's not had any type of impact, so I don't mean it in that way, right? We have tight ends there ready to rock. Of course, we're dealing with the Brevin Jordan injury and stuff right now, but I wish for him that he could have been a Hurricane great. You know? That's kind of my thing. But Michael Irvin II leaving the program. Will Mallory's getting a lot of reps with all of the tight end issues, with guys being injured and whatnot. King is 5'9" on tiptoes. And the reason why I even brought up the height argument, I told you guys I'm going to be all over the place, is just because so many people not looking at skill or athleticism, just the pure argument of size, saying you can't see over the O-line, so if you're short, you cannot be a successful quarterback. So that's why I was bringing it up. Legacies have never been good at the U for the most part. You are correct. You're right. King is 5'9". That stretched him out for the stat books. Oh man. And the other thing I'm tired of seeing, and then we're gonna get into the footage, guys. I'm hoping to break about 100 viewers, and then we pull up the footage and we watch it from practice. I think that'd be pretty awesome. We can break triple digits, maybe. We'll see. Thank you, Lionel. Thank you, my friend, for the 19.99. It should pop up in just a second. I'll get you up there for top donator on the night, my friend. Appreciate the love. Let me get it up here. I don't know why it's being so delayed. What's taking so long? It's Leo. All right.
This is what it take to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Appreciate you, Leo. That makes it a lot easier on me because I'm real bad at mispronouncing names, my friend. So thank you for the 20, man. That's crazy. Maybe I'll get your name up there. I'll get you up there. There we go. Appreciate you, bro. I would like Tate to be the answer, as in you want Tate Martell to start. Because here's my thing. I'm going to bring up that argument again. It's okay, guys. Let me tell you something. It's okay to root for everybody on the roster. I know some people didn't know that, but it's okay to be like, hey, I hope Tate Martell does good as well. I hope that Perry does good. I hope that King does good. I hope that Matoka and TBD do good. It's okay to cheer for everybody that's a Miami Hurricane. All right? It's fine, I promise.
This is what it take.
King is definitely the front runner. I mean, it's
on the side of your helmet.
Love the Dow.
Thank you, Brett. I'm assuming it was supposed to be show. Appreciate the $5, bro. Thank you. Never tell a kicker he's good. Now, I am a little bit worried because they're really hyped on Borregales. We're going to have to see some game time kicks because I don't know if you guys have seen the interviews from the players and the coaches, but they're saying that Borregales is pretty much automatic within the 50. Now, Canes fans, we've been burned a little bit when it comes to kickers, right? With the hype. So we are gonna have to see some game time field goals, right? Judge J Uno, thank you for becoming a member of the Canes fam, my friend. If you refresh the stream, you should have a U by your name, and you've got access to some special emotes and stuff. Thank you for the love and the support, man. That's crazy. Absolutely insane, and we're just getting started. 91 people. I love it. What record do you think we'll have, Coop? I'm bouncing back and forth, all right? I'm not doing predictions. And see, CL knows. CL Achilles knows. I'm not doing predictions, but I'm feeling like to be considered successful this season, honest to goodness, 9 or 10 wins in an ACC championship game appearance. Now, I know we say that every single year, and I'm not saying that's my prediction. Do not take that the wrong way. I'm not saying that's my prediction yet. I'll make a prediction sometime in the fall, like an accurate what I think would actually happen. But given that we have mostly addressed all of our concerning areas, right? We got a new OC, new O-line coach. We won the transfer portal again. There's kind of no reason why we shouldn't, but we say that every year. Just facts. You know, as much as it hurts to say that, it's the truth. We say that every single year. Ooh, minimum is ACC championship, but, you know. And the O-line is still slightly an issue. It is, because I want to talk about O-line. Talking about the O-line, Diaz was quoted saying that he feels like the O-line has really stepped up. They've adapted well to this offense. It seems to fit well. But that's still probably one of our more concerning areas on the team is offensive line. And we should still have some roster spots available. So I don't know if we're just not looking for another offensive lineman, if we don't want to bring a veteran guy in, because they're still talking about bringing in another wide receiver. I don't know what you guys think. What do you think? You want to bring in another wide receiver, or do you want to look for an offensive lineman? I realize we got some young guys in there that are performing, that the coaches are singing their praises, but I don't know.
This is what it take to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
What's up, Coop?
Austin, you know it's good to see you, my brother. Thank you for the $1.99. There it is, Judge J Uno, or Juno. I guess it's Judge Juno, saying it all together, man. That you looks good by your name. Miami may need another linebacker. See, that's something we also have to worry about in depth with a couple areas. Again, linebacker position, we do have some young guys coming in. The thing that's going to worry me a little bit is, can Zach McLeod avoid injury this year? It seems like the dude's always getting hurt, and he's going to be the leader, the veteran for the linebackers. So hopefully, fingers crossed, he doesn't get injured this season. So you guys are saying O-line? You think that we should try to get another O-line or an offensive lineman? All right. I think so. And if for some reason it's not being discussed or talked about, I don't really know why. Like, it never comes up with the coaches or anything. They're focusing on wide receivers. I think that at the wide receiver position, I realize that we've struggled. 98 viewers, guys. We're close. We're close to 100. The wide receiver position, though, I think we're fine as well. Because, I know we've struggled, and even in my last video, I said I saw a lot of dropped balls from that wide receiver core, and I did. But we got guys there like Pope, Harley, Worsham, Restrepo. Who else's name am I missing? Smith. Not Smith. Whose name am I missing? I just went blank. Keyshawn Smith. Yeah, these guys are stepping up. These guys are stepping up. They are still dropping a lot of balls, I will say. But we do have a lot of young talent there. So I think that we should address the O-line, but it is what it is. What's going on, Tazland? All right, we hit 100 viewers. You guys want to check out the footage? Let's check it out. Like I mentioned, I do not own these clips, and I do give credit to the people who do in the bottom left-hand corner. So check them out if you want to. But we're going to go in and just take a look at a couple things. This is like 15 minutes. A couple of interviews and a couple of clips. And I thought it'd be cool to just react to them together in case somebody's missed stuff. Austin Cruz, thank you for another $1.99.
To wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Coop, did you see the vid I sent you on Instagram?
You sent me a vid on Instagram? When? I'm looking right now. Maybe not. Did you DM it to me? I'll look for it, Austin. Just let me know. Thank you for the $1.99, man. Let's get those clips pulled up. There's a couple of other things that I want to address. Louis Headley dropped about 16 pounds, he said. So that's good to hear. The Ed Reed stuff. Oh, man. All the Gator fans and other teams in Florida were trying to start drama with us, FSU, about Ed Reed not being there. They made it known they knew Ed Reed had previous obligations and he would not be at spring practice week 1. But he will be there after the break. So Miami is off for spring break next week, and then they'll come back and hit spring practice again. So no spring football next week. Just keep that in mind. But Ed Reed will be back. So don't let all the opposing teams' fans troll you with that. Let's get these. Love Ed Reed. Hire me too. Me too. I'm still really high on that. Big time. Well, let's check these out. Feel free to kind of just react to some of the clips. I'll let you know what's going on in it. I'll pause it. I'll try to not pause the video just over and over again. Okay? But I will pause it a few times to let you know what's going on because some of the clips are fairly short. So when we open it up here, we're going to see Garen Justice coaching up the O-line. I think specifically it's Herbert. I think Herbert is number 57. But I just wanted to point out the passion and the fire here from Garen Justice, being very vocal, and I like it. Demetrius, I'm doing good, man. How about you? So let me get it pulled up. We're going to check out these clips. Like I said, about 15 minutes worth, and we're going to go through and pause it and stuff as we watch it. I think it'll be a good time to check it out. This is our new O-line coach. As I said, Garen Justice, coaching up the guys a little bit, so let's check it out. Feel free to react to it. I'm reading the comments, all right? I'm reading what you're putting. Let's kind of take a look at some of the spring practice clips. Love that fire. Coach him up. I like it, though. I like being vocal there. And he is a big dude. You're right. He is a big dude. And I want to see that kind of passion, fire, and energy in all the clips that we see for spring practice. We're going to, especially when we're talking offense, we're going to be running fast-paced, up-tempo offense. Guys need to be moving quick. So next up, we're going to watch King, Perry, and Martell with some over-the-shoulder outside throws. Just going through some reps and stuff, so we'll check that out. Just keep an eye on their passes, kind of how the balls look.
Let the ball fade you.
King.
Let the ball fade you. There you go. Good.
Beautiful pass. Perry with a good-looking pass. Dropping it in the basket. Okay. So, again, a couple of just quick clips, right? But I just want to give you an opportunity to kind of just see how some of their passes are looking. We're also going to look at some of the DBs running through blocks and tackling. I don't have as many clips for the defense on here because a lot of the clips for defense, everybody wants to see first and foremost the quarterbacks, obviously. That's the big talking point. But a lot of the drills and stuff on defense, listen, don't underestimate their importance, but I'm just saying for your viewing pleasure, I don't know how long you want to watch guys go through and tackle the tire or the donut, whatever you want to call it, right? But we'll watch. I've got a couple clips in here. We can check it out. You kind of get an idea looking at some of the guys, their size after going through the offseason, just how the coaches are coaching up the guys. Yeah, they did. David Philly got him looking right, man. I did see it, Brett. I saw it on Instagram. He's liking what he's seeing. Next up, here's why I like this. You got Diaz working with the defense. You love to see it. This is about getting turned around in coverage and securing the ball here.
We have tons of great edge rushers here, and just having him.
Now, this is a quick interview. I wanted to throw this in here because this is my man, probably your man as well, Gregory Rousseau, talking about Quincy Roche. So let's hear what he's got to say about the man. We know all about Gregory Rousseau, right, as Canes fans. Ruben, they do look small. You talking about the O-line? They look smaller than SEC linemen? Oh, 100%. Definitely. Let's see what Rousseau's got to say about Roche. The sack squad. As I call him. Nobody else does.
We have tons of great edge rushers here, and just having him, adding him to our roster is really a blessing. And he's ready to work. You know, he's a workaholic. He's hardworking. He's smart. His football IQ is really high. So I've already learned a whole bunch of things from Quincy just with him being in for a few months and only one day of spring practice. So him being here definitely can help our team for sure. He's a great guy.
And the challenge of other teams having to decide who to double. Will you all be salivating the one who gets single coverage?
Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. 4 guys on the D-line going out there, and then they have to choose, you know. So the more people that get doubled, it's more one-on-one matchups in our defense completely. So that's great, always.
How did the last couple of months go for you? I mean, it seems like you've gotten stronger.
Oh yeah, definitely. Always the January, February time in the summer is always time to put on some weight and just keep grinding the weight room, get faster, bigger, stronger. So that's what I'm doing for sure.
Here we go, more QB work. I know everybody wants to see the QBs.
Hey, let the ball fade you. Don't just start running that way. Wait till coach is back. Here we go. Back shoulder.
Let's look at Perry. Let's go. Can't listen. Listen, I'm not just trying to hype him up, okay? I'm not. But I really think that King throws a beautiful pass. All right, I'm going to quit pause. I'm going to try. All right? That's a pretty good looking pass from Martell.
Hey, you're good, bro. You're good.
Oh. Right where only his guy could make a play. Good ball, real good ball. So another thing I want to mention, I keep saying that I'm not going to pause it, and here I go. Rousseau will be a top 5 pick if he plays like last year. We're talking about the fact of potentially having multiple first-round draft picks, NFL draft picks, on our defense at defensive end. How crazy is that if you think about that? Potentially, of course. Canes football talk. Thank you for becoming a Canes fan member, my man. If you refresh the stream, you should have a little U by your name, and you have access, there it is, to the emotes, man. Appreciate the love and the support. Appreciate it, man. So he said, Coop, I don't like the way King doesn't step into his throw. Let's pay close attention to his form a little bit. Hold on. You guys don't care to back it up and watch that again, do you? Appreciate you, man. Next message you type, I'm looking for it. I want to see it. Now, we're not going 100% here. I mean, obviously you want to imitate and go through the motions. Or do more than just go through the motions, so to say. But you're not going 100% here. Like, he doesn't have rushers coming at him or anything. But it's okay to critique. That's good. Kind of just looking at the form, though. I mean, I can kind of see what you're saying. What's going on, Cypher? Okay, I see the foot drag you're talking about. I do see that. But is that a result of only going about 75%? Now, what I like here, maybe they've done this in the past, maybe they always do this, but I like the fact that we have a lot of times in these drills 4 QBs getting reps at once. That way more guys are getting in more reps, throwing to different skill position players. Everybody gets more reps. That's good. Who said Perry's going to transfer? Perry and Tate will transfer? I really don't think so. I do not think that Perry would transfer. But you have to keep in mind that King is only here for 1 season. So we're going to be potentially looking for a veteran guy next year unless TBD makes the jump and just takes over. I don't know. But I don't know. I think that Perry and Tate both stay. I actually do. I don't know what you guys think. How do you feel about that? If your D-line has 1 star, being a top defensive end pass rusher is darn impactful, right, Cypher? And I mean, look, we're talking Rousseau, Roche, Jalen Phillips. We got Harvey. Like, oh boy. All right, Williams. All right, here we go. Let's keep watching.
Hey, quit overthrowing, go
You're getting me
ball!
worked up.
Quit overthrowing them on air! Come on, quarterbacks!
On them. I love it. Love that fire, baby.
You start throwing go balls in the 7th grade. Do not overthrow them, please. Hey, quarterbacks, every overthrown go ball's 5 up downs from here on out. Give them a chance. Give them a chance to make play. Thank you.
I like that, though.
Thank you. Jog it down.
I like it. He's jog it down. Let's go. Keep it moving. More QB work, guys. Nice pass. Let's see, Martell. Drop pass.
Hey, come on back now. You dropped the ball. Get your butt back. Do it again.
Did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch Lashley right there? He said, what are you doing? Get back in there. You dropped the ball. Run it again. Okay.
Jay, that's good tempo. Get your hands on.
Receivers still need some work, man. I'm telling you. But, come on. You can't catch them all. I get it.
What are your thoughts on week 1?
It was a really good week.
All right, so we're also going to, I think the rest of it actually might be the Manny Diaz interview. So hopefully some of you had not seen that footage. Hopefully there's at least one person. Was there somebody who hadn't seen some of that footage? And we can go back and watch anything again. I realize it's kind of short. That was like 6 minutes of footage, but we're not talking, again, like I said, this isn't a scrimmage. This isn't a spring game. It's literally just guys going through the drills, right? So we got a little bit of stuff, but what this interview is, I didn't see it. Perfect. Boom. I was hoping I could show it to somebody who hadn't seen it. This is Manny Diaz today, after the final practice for week number 1, and they just kind of asking him some questions, and they start out asking him, how do you feel like week number 1 went? How are the running backs doing? We'll definitely talk about the running backs, Max. Guys are pretty impressed with Cameron Harris. He's been much more vocal this year. Apparently, he's really stepping up and taking the role seriously of being RB1. And I have heard it from multiple players and multiple coaches say that Jalen Knighton's speed has blown them away. That he literally just needs to kind of adjust to the college level speed just in general. And they say he's going to be super explosive. Obviously, with Don Chaney Jr. with the shoulder injury, we haven't really heard much on him. But I'm hearing really, really, really good things about Cameron Harris and Jalen Knighton specifically. But keep in mind, this is the interview today, so this is after the first week of spring practice when these questions and things are being asked. So this isn't earlier on in the week. This is today that this interview happened. So let's check it out. Maybe you guys haven't heard it, hopefully. Let's check it out and see what he's got to say. Let me crank it up so you guys can hear him. You can adjust the volume if you need to, but I want to make sure you guys can hear his answers.
4 days out of 5, playing at the pace that we play at. When in spring ball, you're not going to have the depth and the numbers that you will have in the fall. Our guys are in good shape. Our guys have competed. It's been hard. The coaches have been relentless in terms of getting after them. And the encouraging thing is I think they understand the expectation now of how we're going to play, because this is not an offensive thing. This changes everything in your program. And I think they're enjoying it. And I think today's practice, we did some live work today, full tackling to the ground. We did some move the ball situational stuff. And I think the guys are seeing, there's a different edge about us. There's certainly a different edge about us offensively, and that will do nothing but get us better defensively.
Obviously, you mentioned the tackling today was kind of the first day. Moving forward, there'll be more of that, I guess. But is there something in terms of tangible, like, hey, these guys really showed me something in terms of growth from the end of last season to now?
With the players, with the team, I suppose you mean?
Yeah.
Well, again, I'm talking to you after just watching it on the field and not even been inside and watched the film. But what I know is this: is I know they're competing, you know, and what's happening now is they, in essence, have no choice, because, you know, for this thing to work, I mean, the gas pedal's got to get pushed down all the way, and anyone who doesn't have it pushed down all the way is now completely obvious to not just the coaches but to the rest of their teammates. So one of the great things about what we're doing is it puts the pressure up on everybody, and it's such a high intensity operation now. It's very hard for a guy to not bring it every day. And like I said, I think the most rewarding thing after week 1 is that no one seems to be shying away from that.
Hey Manny, Telly Lockett is officially on the staff, or not yet?
There's still like some paperwork things that we're, you know, if you're using the word officially, that we're hurdling.
He'll be an offensive analyst?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, so like, what is that role exactly? Like, how do you sort of envision?
And I'm seeing the same thing. I'm seeing the trolls coming in waves telling me, the Lockett thing ain't happening. They're just getting everything. You gotta get all the paperwork together, cross your T's and dot your I's and stuff. The Lockett hire is still happening, and that's a big get for us recruiting wise when it comes to South Florida. It's still happening.
Not working with him.
Well, so you have offensive analysts, offensive quality control coaches, you know, so they can work with a position group, they can be in meeting rooms, they can be part of the film study, those type of things. They can't be involved in the, you know, in essence, the directing of the players in a coaching manner, you know, but they can certainly have a lot of impact on our staff in terms of when they watch, whether it's opponents, whether it's, you know, self-scouting, you know, our own team.
I mean, I know, I mean, not to interrupt, but he is a big recruiting influence. Like, can he talk to kids when they're on campus?
Of course, yeah, of course, which is a major, you know, I would say a major benefit to our program.
Heck yeah, well. It is.
So yeah, I mean, and it's been, we're really excited about, you know, like I said, when it officially becomes official.
And the no U on the helmet, is that by design? Is there a reason behind that? It's been done in the past.
I had no idea that. I actually forgot this is in here. So this brings up that we talked about the U's on the helmet, where we said that it's not about earning the U. They just didn't put them on there. So some people agree, some people disagree. Here's Manny's response from the man. Let's see what he says.
Yeah, that's not going to make us good or not good in the fall. You know, there were some guys, like in last fall, there were some guys didn't, and we just said, you know what, just, you know, we'll put the U's on later. But if that's all it took to get your team to play harder, you know, everybody would play harder.
When do you think Ed will be here? We didn't see him physically. I don't know if he was. But.
Yeah, when we hired him, this was a week that we knew that early on there were things that he was already committed to from a time standpoint. So Ed was here, I would say, during the majority of our off-season program. This is a week that he was going to be gone. When we come back for spring break, for spring practice, Ed will be back.
How much does the offensive tempo help the defense, do you think, and maybe how does it affect their learning, if at all?
Well, the learning is where it begins, because if you think you know what you're doing, you don't know what you're doing, because it comes at you so fast. And so you can see our younger players, our more inexperienced players. I mean, it is a real challenge for them, because when you nod your head in the meeting room, and which is great, though, because what it's going to do is it's going to force them to get more into their playbooks. It's going to force them to watch film on their own. It's going to force them to ask better questions in the meeting room, because they come out here, like I said, today, and some of the drills we did today, and young guys are going to always get exposed, but in this deal, it looks really, really bad. So it's been really good for them. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to create a chaos that we're so used to playing in, that when we get in the games, our games are easy.
You've now had a week of Gelareh King here. Is it everything you imagined? Or
Here we go.
How would you assess that?
In terms of what I've imagined, I imagine Gelareh being a great leader, being a great teammate. You know, you can see what he does when he has the ball in his hands in terms of, you know, the plays he makes with his arm and his feet. But what is equally as exciting is just some of the connections he makes with the players in between series. You know, we'll break a run and somehow the quarterback is 3 yards behind the running back running down the field. You know what I mean? Just those type of, you know,
I like that effort and intensity
from the quarterback position.
I will say,
think are so important, and we you know, we had heard good things about Gelareh in that regard, and to see it now after the first week of practice has been very exciting.
Let's be honest. We wouldn't have got that type of effort and intensity from Jaron Williams this year if he had stayed. I'm not just poking and picking at him. But let's say that he's here and we still get Rhett Lashley in and Williams stays and they feel like that he has the experience and they want him to be the guy. We wouldn't get that type of work ethic out of him. Period. Oh, and I agree 100%, Kane Forever. I am merely sipping the Kool-Aid. This is a Kool-Aid jammer. I don't have the whole pitcher. I'm sipping the Kool-Aid, but I myself am choosing to remain cautiously optimistic. And I mean the cautiously part, right? Because when we look at these interviews, we talked about this, things have changed from last year though, right? Because it was his first year as a head coach. It was pure hype. Like he was like, I'm coming in, we're going undefeated, we're taking over the ACC, and it was all talk. He had nothing to go off of. He hadn't been a head coach yet. Now he has, but you're still you're not going to come out there and be like, I don't know, man, like, our team, we're really just not looking that good. Maybe we'll be lucky if we go 50%. You're not going to do that. So they are going to say some good things. Obviously, they're hopefully going to constructively criticize here and there. But there are a lot of things they're not going to put out there to the public even, so to say, if that makes sense. Let's continue. We got a few more minutes.
Is there any takeaway you can make between the end of the first week of practice last spring and the end of the first week of practice this spring, just in terms of where the team's at overall?
It's just, it's different for two reasons. It's just different because of the people we have here. Because, of course, everything this time last year would have been positive and hooray and whatever else. And guess what? There's 130 teams playing spring ball right now, and no one's talking about we're going to find a way to go 0-12, right? I mean, everybody's got some sense of optimism. It's like baseball starting, right? That's what April always is in Major League Baseball. So I get all that. It's but what I keep coming back to is that there's just not the same people here that were last year. So it is however it appears on the surface, it's just different. And the people that are here can feel the difference because they know they're around a different style of people. Now, there's no question that what's happening offensively and what's happening in terms of the pace of play at practice changes everything. Every guy in the locker room would tell you we're not playing the same sport we played a year ago. And again, it's not going to be the scheme that saves us. It's not going to be the magical plays that save us. It's going to be the young men we have, the decisions that they make, and the how that we play with. And I think that's the coolest thing. What we're doing now is you have to force the how, because it doesn't work at half speed. It's got to be done with all you have at all times, and I think that would be the biggest difference.
Manny, Brevin Jordan, I know he was just sitting here throwing.
Who knows this lady's voice? I'm sorry, I have to pause it one more time. Who knows this lady's voice? Who is that? Somebody knows. Somebody knows who it is. I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying nothing. All right, just look at Manny's face. I'm gonna pause it, okay? I know we're not trying to goof off. Who am I kidding? This is Coach Coop. We're always trying to goof off. Look at Manny's face. She has said 2 words. The woman has said 2 words, and look at Manny Diaz's face right now. I'll back it up one more time, a little bit, just so you can hear. Oh, geez, here we go. Let's see what she wants to ask.
Because it doesn't work at half speed. It's got to be done with all you have at all times.
Give us something good,
I think
Susan.
That would be the biggest difference.
Manny, Brevin Jordan, I know he was just sitting here throwing, and he's in a boot. We know he wasn't going to be here for spring, but did he have surgery? Just so we know.
On the foot deal?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
Okay, I don't know if you ever said that. Okay, thanks.
I don't know if I did either.
Quincy, with just kind of early impressions of him and how he's fitting in.
Same. Quincy again, much like Gelareh, hard worker. A guy who just comes in and just wants to earn the respect of the locker room by just going hard. I mean, obviously, in that now in practice, you can see he's got some things that make him hard to block. He's got some athleticism about him. He can bend. He can turn a corner. He's a different style of rusher than a Rousseau, So it's a different body type, a little bit of a different skill set. So having him and then getting Jalen Phillips for his first week, he's a different guy. He's got some different skills than the other two have, but all those guys are a problem. Then you throw in Jafari Harvey, Cam Williams has had a good first week. So again, defensive end, which should always be a glamour position on this defense at this school now and forever through recruiting. I think those guys are right in line with what the University of Miami should have at that position.
Let's do 2 more questions.
I want to ask you about Gelareh Holly. I think we've seen him a little bit, first team action. What's he taken a jump with, I guess, since last season?
Gelareh is number one, he's got a great passion for the game. He plays that way. He's a very active player. He probably has the most active hands, as violent hands as anyone that has in our defensive tackle room. He, like all young players, are still learning pad level, but you can see where when he gets it and plays with the techniques that that Coach Stroud teaches him with, that he's got the athleticism to make a play, right? To me, the thing at that position is not just to be big, but to have the agility to be able to make things happen, and Gelareh has that. And Jared Harrison Hunt's also had a really, really good first week. Very athletic player, like we talked about, but what's shown up this week is just his power. I mean, he's had some plays where he's taken some guards and knocked some guards back. So we've always felt very highly of those young D tackles we signed a year ago, and they've both showed well the first week.
The offensive line, how they adjusted to tempo and kind of mixing and matching some guys, different positions.
Yeah, I have been so impressed in the way that you can take a running play that everyone runs, which is inside zone, and in 4 days, they look like they've been running it for their entire life. To the point where, I mean, I went over up to one of our graduate assistants and I said, I can't believe we've been doing this for 4 days and already look so polished. And again, and by no stretch does that mean that we've got it all figured out and we're ready to take on the world, but they are making obvious improvements, and that showed up today because again in those live drills today, a bunch of those runs started spitting out. When all of a sudden the defense might have been thudding a guy or tagging off on a guy, when it was full blown tackle today, we could run the ball. And obviously that was a very sore spot for us a year ago. So, like I said, it's just the first day that we're really in full pads, but I think they will take some confidence after their first week with Garen Justice.
So that's interesting. So Manny Diaz says there that once the team got into pads a little bit and they had a little more contact, that he was surprised a little bit at how quickly and how well the offensive line had adapted and just locked on to this up-tempo spread type offense, and that he felt like that we were running the ball a little bit better already. So I mean, obviously it's not full-on contact, it's not a scrimmage, it's not a spring game, I get it, but that's interesting because we are still going to obviously run the ball in this offense, and that's something that we've struggled with for far too long. So we need to be able still to establish a running game. That's super important. You want more swagger and brashness? I'm sorry I had to throw in the Susan part. That cracked me up. But it really is crazy when you think about potentially here the impact that this offense will have on our defense. So many schools nowadays go up-tempo. A lot of them go spread as well. And you can prepare for that the week of, right? But now in this scenario with Miami actually having an up-tempo spread offense, the defense has already begun practicing against it and preparing for a similar type offense that runs up-tempo and spread like that. So it's interesting when you think about that. And then another thing that I really was thinking about earlier today was the struggles with the O-line. Because we again, last year it was blaringly obvious that the O-line struggled heavily. It's interesting to think about the level of competition that they are going up against. So is it that argument of iron sharpens iron? Are they really going to be able to improve? Thinking about the fact of they're going up against guys like Rousseau, Roche, Phillips, Silvera, assuming that he steps up his game. So then potentially these are some of the best athletes that they're going to go up against. So when they get into the game time scenario, they're like, is this all you got? Hopefully. Fingers crossed, right? Hopefully. I need to be paying attention to what you guys are saying. Let's see what we got. Miami is going to be good. I hate referees throwing flags when our boys lay a wide receiver out. You want teams to be scared of you? That's fair. Nobody is scared of us anymore, and I fully get it. Like, why would they be? Right? Why would they be? We haven't earned anything. And I know a lot of people get mad about the the respect thing, we haven't earned any respect. 100%. I'm going into 2020 same way I always do. We haven't earned any respect and we don't deserve any. Period. Point blank. A lot of Canes fans get mad at me when I say that, but we don't. A lot of Canes fans, I remember, what was it? A season or two ago when they didn't rank us in the top 25 or something, and they were like, I can't believe that's so much disrespect to Miami. Bro, what have we done? For real. Silvera will be stepping up. He's got an inner beast ready to come out. I hope so, because I was real hyped on Silvera, and I've been somewhat disappointed when he's played. I'm just going to be honest with you. The other thing, I got to get this off my chest. One thing that has made me super upset, the last couple of videos I've uploaded, every Facebook group I go to, every forum, that's why I need to stay off the Facebook groups and the forums. Anytime anything gets mentioned about spring, there's that group of Miami fans, and if you're one of them, listen, yes, I'm kind of calling you out, but I'm just saying. There's that group of fans that their response every single time to every article, every video about spring practice says, I don't care because we're not winning games. Listen, spring lays the foundation for the entire season. Spring is so important. And now when I say games are not won in the spring, people are going to come back at me and they're going to say, Coop, that's exactly that's where you put in the extra reps. That is where games are won. I'm talking literal W's. I'm talking a win-loss column. You cannot win games in the spring because you don't play anyone but yourself, is what I'm getting at. And I got into a heated debate with somebody in some kind of Facebook post, and we went back and forth for hours. I finally just gave up. I stopped. But what I'm getting at is they were proving my point. I'm saying that it is super important. You put the work in now, and it pays off when the season starts. But I'm saying don't give me that BS of you don't care about any of the stats from spring. You don't care about what any of the coaches says, what any of the players say, because we're not winning games. We can't, because we're not playing any. Okay? I got that off my chest. Thank goodness. All right. Thank you for hearing me out. And if that's you, don't come at me with it because I'm done arguing it. All right? What's going on, Mr. Rubicon? What's going on, man? Yeah, boom, I'm fine with that. See, Jeremy, I'm cool with that. I'm just waiting and seeing. Just show me. I don't care either. That's fine. That's fine. It gets me heated when people pretend like spring doesn't matter since we didn't win enough games in 2019. That's just the craziest thing I've ever heard. What's going on, Lewis? How you doing, man? If anybody's just tuning in, you're just dropping in, we did watch some tape from spring practice, some of the drills and whatnot. We did watch a couple of interviews, Rousseau and Manny Diaz. So you can roll back and check that out maybe once the VOD goes up. Or you can roll back now. I think it has a DVR function. You can go back and check it out. How you doing, Lewis? But let's see what we should. We watched the clip. I've hit all my high points. Everything that I kind of wanted to talk about. Again, I'm hearing really good things about Keyshawn Smith. A lot of these young wide receivers are really stepping up, and we've needed that at that position. But I got to see them catch more balls. We talked about Louis Headley already. We talked about Reed. We talked about Borregales. We talked about the O-line. We talked about Lockett. We talked about King. We talked about the no U's on the helmets. We talked about McLeod. We talked about the wide receivers. Yeah, I think I've covered about everything. If you guys want, we could open up the phone line. But I guess we could just say we'll just talk about spring in general. Do you guys want to open up the phone line? It's up to you. I realize, I'm going to be honest with you guys. The reason I haven't pumped out as much content is because we're all kind of waiting for scrimmages and games and things to happen when we can really talk stats and we're going full contact. right? That's kind of what we're waiting for to judge and see. Because like I said, right now everybody's just going through their drills and getting their reps in and stuff, trying to get a handle on the offense and the defense and whatnot. Some guys are getting shuffled around a little bit. So that's kind of where we're at right now with week 1. Did your area get hit by the tornado? Thank goodness it did not, BT. But prayers and thoughts go out to all those in Mount Juliet and Nashville and stuff that had to deal with the tornadoes, because it absolutely wrecked some lives, man. And a lot of people died from it. It was crazy, man. Practice is the foundation for game days, 100%. That's why it's so funny when people say the games are won in spring. And again, you're right, just not literal W's. Where did I get that U sign? A subscriber by the name of Kerry, I'm not going to give away his last name because I don't want people to DM him and bother him, actually sent that to my P.O. box for free. I didn't ask for it. He just sent it to me. One of a kind. One of a stinking kind, man. I don't know where you can get them. I have no idea. But he made it for me. It's pretty dope. And this is all going to change, guys. Just an update while we got 157 people in the chat. Thank you guys for tuning in. My whole back wall is going to change. So if you like it, I apologize, but it's going to be totally different. You know what? I'm going to give you guys a heads up what I'm planning on doing. All right? I know you're here to talk about canes, not Coop's decorations here. But what I plan on doing is you see those black shelves right there? What I want to do is get some shelves like that are only big enough to fit one hat on. One single hat. And then what I'm going to do is cover this whole wall with like 10 of them. And I'm going to just put them in all different areas all over the wall. They're not going to be lined up perfectly straight. They're just going to be everywhere. I'm going to put flat bill hats on all of them. Keep the U up. And then I'm going to get some floodlights, orange and green ones, and have them shine up on the wall, shining on the hats. That's my plan for this season. So we're going to totally change it up. Totally change it up. I'm always looking to improve and get better, make the background cooler. I'm going to up my game with the transitions and stuff on the stream, make things better, the overlays and stuff. So, of course, we're going to try to do it big in 2020, kind of revamp, change it up a little bit. Practices on Green Tree were hellacious, so games were fun. Other teams weren't conditioned like us. Exactly. By the time you get on the field, John, to go play your opponent, it feels like a cakewalk, you know? And we got to get back to that. Get a picture of Butch Davis. Man, I still want to kind of try to work the artwork in there. Because Bo sent me those. You guys know who Bo is, right? Surely you guys know who Bo is. He sent those to me. He wrote Coop on the middle one. I know you can't see it because the lighting's hitting it. But I want to change it up season to season. It's a new season. It's a new team. Hopefully new, different outcome. So I'm changing it up here as well. Doing the same thing. But it's going to take some time. It'll probably happen in the summer. It's too cold. I don't want to leave the house right now. Future looks great for us. A good season this year only helps that. 100%. Yeah, and if we can have a pretty successful season this year, let's say we do get 10 wins. Let's say that we do go to the ACC championship game. The recruiting class then at that point coming up for 2021 could take us to even another level. And then keep in mind that we open with Alabama. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. I understand, but I'm trying to. You always do have to be thinking a couple of steps ahead, right? Especially when it comes to recruiting talk and things like that. Man, Tarberdine, I feel you. And again, you are more than welcome to your opinion. You guys, I'm never going to ban Tarberdine because he can voice his opinion, and he doesn't do it in a rude way that I've ever noticed. But even myself would say there's right now, no. Manny Diaz is not we've addressed this before. Manny Diaz is not the greatest coach in college football. Could he maybe have potential to do that in the future? Maybe, I don't know. But right at this point in time, it would clearly be impossible to say that. There's just no way. Not right now. Maybe it should be reworded to he has potential to be. Then maybe people wouldn't jump on you so much when you express that opinion. But it's up to you. You can express it however you would like. Alabama versus Miami and Atlanta. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. And I do, for everybody who missed the last stream, I do have my season tickets for this year. I do know for a fact I'm going to the FSU game, but I haven't decided what other games I want to go to, if any. but I am a season ticket holder this year. Man, I don't know. I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you updated. But we definitely got to meet up at the FSU game. I'm in the nosebleeds. All right, I actually prefer it. I'm not just saying it because I'm broke. I prefer the nosebleeds, and it's Hard Rock, right? You got, what is that, 100-inch TV, 100-inch TV, 100-inch TV, 100-inch TV. Like, the viewing angles, everything looks good, man. It honestly, in my opinion, in Hard Rock, does not matter where you're sitting. You got a great view of the field. You got the giant Jumbotrons TVs, whatever you want to call them, everywhere. So, future prediction, Miami will take over the Marlins Stadium. That's interesting. I've never heard anybody predict that. If they do, then they're gonna have to fully rework that stinking thing. Baseball stadiums are for baseball. I hate when we play in baseball stadiums, so they'd have to fully rework that sucker. I'm gonna be there. What section are you in, Coop? Let me look. Hold on. I know you guys are here to talk Canes football, and I'm over here talking about my season tickets. I done forgot what section I'm in. Let me look. What section? It's like 300s, I think. Is that it's 300 something. Let me look at my email they sent me. Who else here is a season ticket holder? Okay, log in. Can I log into my account? Will it show me my seats again? Let me check and see. I done ordered I ordered the season tickets. I don't even remember where I'm sitting. This is funny as heck. I don't remember where I'm sitting. I don't. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I am in. Hold up, hold up. Come on now. I know you guys are just dying to know this, right? I'm in 343. I'm in 343. Up at the very top on the home side. I can't remember exact tickets. Seats, I mean. But I'm in 343. Coop, you should go to the spring game. I thought about doing it, but a couple of things didn't line up for me, so I'm not going to be able to make it, unfortunately. Spring game will not be televised. I don't know if anybody knew that or not. It appears that Pitt will be televised instead. Now, here's the thing. Think about this for a second. I was talking about this with my wife the other day because I never shut up talking Miami Hurricanes football. Do you guys think that the networks are not interested in airing the spring game? Or do you think this was a call by either someone on the coaching staff, a.k.a. Manny Diaz, or someone within the football program who said we don't want our spring game aired? Like, before you answer, hold on. Before you answer, think about it for a second. What do you think? Give it some thought. Somebody said they had to head out. Who was it that was heading out for the night? Man, I feel bad I missed it. Dang, I missed. I looked at their comment and they said Coop got to head out for the night, and now I lost it. Dang. What do you guys think? What do you think? Do you think it's the network that doesn't want to air Miami spring game, or do you think it's a call by someone within the football program that said, because remember how kind of secretive last year was a lot of times? There were a lot of times last year where they really, really limited the media. And they kept a lot of stuff behind closed doors. Well, this year we've got a brand new offense again. We've got a new transfer portal quarterback. Do they maybe not want to put things out on TV? Because I thought about it, and I think that it's maybe us making that decision. And by us, I mean Miami. I actually think that it's us not wanting to have the spring game aired. And I don't know if you can turn that down. I guess you could, right? I guess you could turn it down and you could say, no, we don't want the spring game aired. I don't know for sure. What's going on, K-Sauce? Manny said no to spring TV. See, that's what I'm thinking, right? You have the fans come out. You have the fans come out that want to hang out and watch the game, show up in person, but not put anything on TV. It's going to be on ACC Network. Unless something's changed, Sebastian. Last I heard, it was not going to be aired on TV. That they were going to be showing Pitt during what would have been Miami's time slot. But I could be wrong. But that's the last thing that I heard. That was as of yesterday. T2Y going to try and get it. Yeah, I heard that he was going to try to live stream the game or film it. Something like that, I think. That'd be pretty cool. Eventually, we'll get to that point. I want to get some even better equipment before I try to do something like that for you guys. I don't want to live stream the game at 240p or record it and it be from up at the very top and you can't even tell who the players are. You know, I'm a stickler for quality. It's not on ACC Network. Yeah, I don't think they're airing it. The last thing I heard is no. Dante, what's going on? The pro-style offense is just something the university associates with itself. But yeah, I think that was our call. I do. So what do you guys think? Do you want to open up the phone lines and talk about spring? Do you want that to be... Yeah, I know it's kind of a weird question. But again, I've kind of covered everything that I know to cover until we get into more contact and we get into scrimmages and games and whatnot. I thought it was pretty crazy, though, Dante, because we talked about the no use on the helmet, about earning it. People are on the fence about, because they talked to Manny Diaz and him saying in the interview today that it's not about earning the U. But you're the first person I thought of whenever I did see the pictures from practice earlier this week and saw them without the U's. I was like, Dante was like, they need to earn that U. They need to strip it. And I was like, oh, snap. Why keep your offense a secret? Listen, there could be lots of reasons why they wouldn't want to air it. I don't know. Because you have to also understand that a spring game, they don't even have to show necessarily plays that we're going to be running, right? The spring game, I even remember in high school when we did spring games, we ran a bunch of BS for the most part. Like we did a scrimmage that no one watched that just had some refs and the coaches, and that's when we actually tried to run some of our stuff. When we did a spring game, I know guys, you're like, Coop, that was 40 years ago, and things have changed, and Coop, that was high school, not college, but we just ran a bunch of nonsense for the spring game. It was literally just for fun, just to get some people together and be like, look, we got a football team. Let's run some plays. Let's cheer. Let's get people hyped up. That was all the spring game was. Nothing more. We got to get you on the sidelines, Coop. Hey, I'd love to, man. I would love to, but I think I'd get thrown out of there. They ain't going to let me on them sidelines, man. They're going to be like, that's that kid with the YouTube channel. Get him out of here. They kicked me out. Press pass ain't happening for Coop. Ain't no way. I just need to get me one of them cameras that has like that foot-long lens. It's like this long, and I can zoom it all the way in and trick you guys and make you think I'm on the field. Right? I'm actually up in the nosebleeds, but I'm just zoomed way in. And then you guys think that I'm down there with the press. That's what I need to do. That's more realistic. Many may want the talk and hype train to slow down. I agree. And some of it's, again, because some of it, John, is, I think that, again, I'm mentioning Dante again. Dante's going to think we always talk about him when he's not here. But I think that he mentioned it, and I'm wording it bad. But, again, last year was a lot of talk and hype because he thought we were going to come out and just kick some booty. He did. But, again, he didn't have any experience under his belt as being a head coach. So it's almost kind of like he should have known better, but he didn't. Right? You sipping the Kool-Aid? I'm only sipping. I'm only sipping. You got my back? I appreciate that, K4L. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I tried to actually, just for those of you who are wondering, Probably no one. But I did try to get a press pass for this year. I did. And I kind of got snubbed. And it's cool. I want you guys to know it's cool, right? Because I'm just a YouTube channel. You know, I'm not a news reporting agency. I'm not the media. I'm a YouTube channel, right? I kind of got snubbed. So what I took it as is I'm going to build this thing up so crazy that they're going to wish they would have said yes. It's nothing personal. I don't take it that way. I knew it was a shot in the dark, right? That would have even happened. Because I was going to fly down for the spring stuff and get some footage and whatnot. But I was like, I'm going to have to be media. Otherwise, I'm just going to be out there at the spring scrimmages and games that fans are allowed to go to. So yeah, I was like, you know what? We're going to make this thing so big and crazy. They're going to look back and be like, dang, bro. Like, shoulda, woulda, coulda. You know? Anyways. I'm not sour about it. I'm not sour about it. Until the U starts winning, ain't nobody showing the spring fling. Fair. Just fly a drone with the GoPro at the game. Oh, dang, they'll shoot that thing down, Lewis. They'll shoot that down. I'd have the FBI on me in about 10 seconds flying a drone at the game. Miami needs to make the spring game a big deal. You think so, Mr. Rubicon? Tate will start. What makes you think that, Sebastian? What makes you think that Tate will start? And I have nothing against Tate Martell. Tate Martell is not a bad word on this channel, at least for me. I have no issues. Obviously, he had some problems last season. There are times that he shouldn't have let the team down like he did, and he shouldn't have pouted and pitched fits like he did. But I don't know what all was going on in his life, and it shouldn't matter anyways. But I'm just saying right now I got no problem with him. But we all know that King has been given the keys to the offense. Listen to the coaches, the players. That's their guy. It's his job to lose. Could he lose it? Maybe, I don't know. But it's his job to lose. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah, now we had the discussion, though, who would be the number 2 guy? Who would be the number 2 guy? Because I noticed in a lot of those tapes that I watched that there's several times, which he can correct this, he can fix it, right? But I noticed a lot of times Rhett Lashley telling N'Kosi Perry to stop putting so much on it, to stop trying to force it. And I heard him say that to Perry a lot of times, because sometimes Perry would just launch it. He would just put too much on it unnecessarily when he didn't need to, right? When you needed to put just a little bit of a touch on it. And I've seen Rhett Lashley a couple times kind of harp on him about that. So hopefully he can get that corrected. But who could be that number 2 guy? Could it be that TBD steps up, the freshman? Could Matoka maybe make an impact? Could N'Kosi Perry be a solid number 2? Does Martell turn it around and this offense just kind of caters to him and he runs it really well? Football Bill says King was balling with pads on. I bet. I think King is going to have a crazy year. I do. Perry needs to gain weight. I mean, he could put some size on. It wouldn't hurt. Definitely. But I think that maybe Perry is also just he has a smaller frame in general. Obviously not height-wise. I think Perry's like 6'3". But he has a smaller frame in general. And coming from someone who also has a smaller frame, I know that can kind of be difficult. You know? You think Perry will be number 2, Brett? The number 2 spot really kind of is difficult. It's hard to really come to a conclusion on that. Dante says, I agree with Manny, yet I do believe it has a positive psychological effect on the players. Signs and symbols mean a lot to this generation. Manny's right. The U is truly represented by winning. And you do bring up a good point. That does mean a lot. It could be a generational thing. You're right, Dante. That could carry more weight in this generation. You're right. King is going on Heisman market. I hope you're right, CJ. I hope you're right. Yeah, and for those of you who don't know about when spring practice was moved, I'm assuming most people know the spring practice was moved to give De'Aaron King the opportunity to go attend his dad's funeral in Texas. And I actually have a lot of respect for that. That was huge. Because you can't, for him, for who's potentially your starting QB, for him to be in that situation, he wouldn't have been able to be in the right mindset. So I think that was a good deal. You think TVD will be number 2 by the end of summer? Tyler Van Dyke definitely has some big time potential. Do I think that he could be our number 2 quarterback in the 2020 season? I don't think so. No. I don't. Did he, Brett? I didn't see that. Did Lashley actually go with him? If he did, that would be huge. That would be huge, knowing that he doesn't have a father anymore, and then for one of his coaches to kind of go with him and be there for him. That'd be a big deal, man. Listen, some things are bigger than football. Whether people here want to hear it or not, they are. The guy lost his dad, right? That's a big deal. That's huge. If King has 50 touchdowns, what's our record? With 50 touchdowns, we're probably winning at least 10 games. Yeah, that's awesome. I like to hear that. It's important to build those bonds with your coaches and friendships with your fellow players and stuff, because then you fight for those guys, right? You're not going to give up. You're going to give it your all for the guy beside you. You don't want to let your coach down. You don't want to let your best friend down on the team. It's super important. That's huge. King knows Lashley got his back. That's what I'm saying. So he's going to make sure that he does everything he can for his coach. 100%. That's huge. Let me get a gator chomp. Ain't never happening. Never happening, K-Sauce. This year is dedicated to his dad. He's going to ball out. Man. He could. Potential's there. Orange and Green Blood says, I don't care who steps up. Somebody please step up and play ball. First 3-year preps for Michigan State. Big test on the road, 100%. No gator chomp in here. Ain't no way. Nope. Only thing we're throwing up around here, you already know. Let's build the program right and get to a consistent winning level. I like it. Also, we're just kind of small talking. This will probably be a shorter stream. I actually might wrap up in a few minutes, guys. We watched the tape. That was about 15, 20 minutes. And we hit the high points. I just don't know. I don't know that we really open up the phone lines because, honestly, what is there to discuss that we haven't already discussed if you think about it? And then now we're going into spring break. No spring ball next week. It is going to pick back up. Let me pull up the schedule. It's going to pick back up on the 17th. So this is the practice schedule you guys can see here. So we're already through Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, the 2nd, the 4th, and the 6th. And then it's going to pick back up on the 17th. So we're going to have that spring break kind of in between. Hopefully, they really, truly do use this as an opportunity to see how these players come back from a bye week. That would be a big deal to kind of see how they respond. Do they come back with that same energy and fire and intensity that they had? Hopefully. So the 17th, yep, so they're going to be off all next week. Payton has a great touch, and King is not a QB. He's a wide receiver. Wait, what? Am I reading that backwards, Sebastian? Tate has a great touch, and King is not a QB. He's a wide receiver. Like, I have nothing against Tate Martell. I'm just making sure that I'm reading that right. And it's not even about me trying to call you out. I'm just seriously making sure that I'm reading that right. Like, am I reading it backwards? Tate has a great touch, and King is not a QB. He is a wide receiver. Because if anything, it would be King has a great touch, and Tate is not a QB. He's a wide receiver. I would guess. I don't know. Because there's no denying that Tate Martell did not throw a pretty pass last year. You can go back and look at the practice tapes. You can go back and look at, he only had a couple snaps in the games, right? But he didn't throw a very good-looking pass. Now, could that change this season? Absolutely. He's got a new offensive coordinator, a new quarterbacks coach that could maybe kind of help his form a little bit. And his passes could look a little better. Like, he is better athlete than Tate, where he could play at any position. Okay, maybe I'm just misunderstanding it. I saw where the players were kind of goofing off after practice, and King was throwing some passes to Martell, and he had Bubba Bolden on him. But no way, I don't think that Tate Martell ever visits the wide receiver thing again, and I absolutely could be wrong on that. 100% could be wrong. But I think that Tate Martell wants to be a QB, and if he starts taking reps at wide receiver, he's losing the opportunity to be the number 2 guy. So I think that Tate Martell will focus on the quarterback position. Will losing Lingard be hurtful? Overall, William, I'm going to say no. I was really hyped about Lingard, and I would love to see, or would have loved to have seen what he could do. However, with Jalen Knighton, Cameron Harris, and Don Chaney Jr. and Burns, I'm cool with it. I'm fine. I'm not worried. I'm not. I was pretty upset. About that at first, but I think we're good. So I don't know. I think we may wrap it up there. I think, again, everybody's kind of just waiting, looking for stats to come out again once we get into the scrimmages and games and stuff. And then we're going to have a break here next week, so we're going to have to find some more things. Hopefully some news comes out. Maybe we fill those last couple of spots. We pick up one of the wide receivers potentially, or we grab an O-lineman, hopefully. And I'm sure there'll still be a couple of things that come out. And I know this is kind of short. It's about an hour and a half. We usually go for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. But we've kind of discussed everything. It's been kind of just opening week, getting guys used to the up-tempo, this faster pace, getting guys ready to go, and then we turn around and have a week off. Ruben Terry, our receivers are good as anyone's in the country. You see how big Jalen Rivers looks? He's a big dude, Brett. He's a big dude. Yeah, and he's been pretty impressive apparently. So I'm pretty excited about that. Off-season championship on deck. We got to start somewhere, man. We got to start somewhere, L-Train. And we do say that a lot. And I'm trying to be better about not making as big of a deal out of that, right? That's why I'm not hyping it up quite as much as I have in previous years. This time, last year, I was making 12-0 predictions. I'm going to be honest with you. There's no reason for me to lie about it because there's video evidence. You can just look it up on my channel and see the smack I was talking this time last year. And I was over here talking 12-0. I'm not doing that this year. I'm not. But yeah, we do got to give them some time. Like I said, you do have to remember there are still potentially going to be some slight growing pains as much as people don't want to hear that, right? Yes, Lashley's system is a change for the better. Should be. But there could still be some potential growing pains because it's not a system that guys have already been running at Miami for the last 2 or 3 years, right? We have a new O-line coach. Should be a change for the better, but it's still a change. It's something different, something brand new. Some of these guys have had several different coaches. We have a new wide receiver coach, right? So there could potentially be some slight growing pains. We'll see. I'm not going to get into the season prediction, though. I ain't doing that yet. It's too early. For now, what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to sit back. I'm going to continue to sip on my Kool-Aid packet. And we're going to see how it goes. Cautiously optimistic, but I'm positive and excited. I am. Fire Fortes, what's going on, man? We're actually wrapping up for the night. Sports Chi, how's it going, man? Same thing, bro. We're actually kind of wrapping up. A little bit shorter show tonight. A little bit shorter show. But it is gonna be interesting to see. Again, with several potential first round NFL draft picks at defensive end, with Brevin Jordan's healthy, with Will Mallory getting all these reps in the spring, the depth that we're going to have at running back with some big-time playmakers, these wide receivers that are supposedly stepping up. How are these new linebackers going to do with Zach McLeod, the veteran there? Do the DBs step up? That striker position, we kind of have a battle going on there. We've got some good safeties back there with Bolden and a couple other guys. Man, some big names. So it is an exciting offseason for Canes fans, 100%. Ruben has said 9-3, 10-2. It's too early for me, Ruben. I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. Hey, thank you, Brett. Thank you for the kind words, man. I feel like I was all over the place tonight, but hopefully anybody who watches the VOD or anybody who was here enjoyed the footage from the practices and things and the interviews. So I hope you guys liked that. I hope you guys did enjoy the stream. I hope you did. Like I said, if it just felt kind of random to me, but I had a good time. It's always fun to talk Canes. Thank you, Leo. Top dono on the night with the $19.99, but we also have some big time donos from Austin Cruz and Brett Varner. Thank you guys so much for that. And Judge Juno became a member of the Canes fam and Canes Football Talk. Also a member of the Canes fam. But I'll keep the videos coming. We had the one video this week going over scrimmage. Day one. I'll probably post a video maybe tomorrow or Sunday. I got a couple of interesting videos coming up, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Thank you guys for tuning in, liking the video, sharing the channel. Things are going to keep ramping up. We're going to keep ramping up. As I said, I'm going to work on redoing the room this summer. We're going to keep pushing the content, more videos, more live streams, but I want them to have some meat on the bone, right? I want there to be lots of things to talk about and make them entertaining and crazy and whatnot for you guys. So thank you for all the love. Let me get a Gator Chomp one time. Never happening, K-Sauce. I appreciate the love and the views on the channel. Donations in the past. You ain't ever getting a Gator Chomp from me. All right? I'm just putting it out there. But let me play an outro screen here. I mean, props for trying though. All right? You're persistent. I'll give you that. Give me the player who you think is going to make the biggest impact in 2020. Whether that be De'Aaron King, Rousseau due to sacks. What player do you think is going to have the biggest impact overall in 2020? Hey, I love you guys. Go Canes. I'll see you real soon, all right? Peace out, guys. Thank you for the love.